Hey, what's up? My name is Spencer. I play guitar in a band called Lockhaven. And this is a up close and personal look at our song 324. Playing music has always been a passion of mine. I picked up the bass back in 8th grade, I think, and just stuck with it. Started doing a lot of Green Day, Blink-182 covers, and then it morphed into writing our own music, playing our own shows, and it's become an absolute passion of mine. It's something I hope to continue to do. With that said, in recent years, we've started getting more serious about writing our own music. This includes the song 324, which we're going to be taking a closer look at today. From the time you hit start on the song to the end of the song, you're going to hit about a minute for the last few seconds are the guitar sustain, and there's actually not music at that end. So realistically and honestly, the song is only a minute long, maybe a little shorter. And somehow within that minute, people really like it. It's an unusual sound for us. It's very soft. It's very sad. But this is going to be a closer look at both the musical thinking in my head when writing it, as well as a close-up look and explanation of the lyrics, and just the whole process of putting the song together. I want to show you guys real quick the amplifier that we use for recording, and actually that I still play with, and give you the settings that I use for playing the song. So let's do that right now. Okay, so I'm using a Champion 100 amp focus there, put out by Fender, and I have it completely on the clean channel, and my specific settings are I put my treble fairly high, typically between 6 and 8. Really makes it a crispy sound, and you can really bring out each note. With that said, I keep my bass lower, 3 or 4. Don't use a lot of heavier or deeper notes, so I focus primarily on the treble. And then with the effects, I put it right on a delay. Typically the effects levels are between 5 and 7, and I have it at a little bit faster rate. So the guitar that I use for both the writing and recording process, as well as playing live, is my 2019 Fender Telecaster Special. It has the 2 humbucker pickups rather than a single coil, which you typically see with a Telecaster. In my opinion, it gives it a more full sound, something you'd hear with like a Gibson, for example. So this is my baby, and this is what we use to record the song. I believe I didn't write the song on this guitar, but it is what we record with and what I play with. So I want to start with the music side of this and explain kind of my thinking during the writing process, as well as the lyrics coming up, but starting with the music. So the backstory, I mean, what's a pop punk song that's not angsty or about, a breakup or girls? Obviously this song fits the agenda, but it's my own version, it's my own take, so it holds a special place in my heart. But this is going to be my in-depth, close, personal look at my lyrics and the music side of it, which I have not actually talked about up to this point. Like I said, this is a breakup, angsty girl song, but at this time when I wrote this was back in 2018, late 2018. I was really going through a hard time with this girl. So much had gone wrong, and I sat down one night in my garage to write the song, and not necessarily to write the song, but just to express my emotions. And so that's kind of how this song formed. Was I wanted to be able to express my emotions, but not even fully through lyrics, but rather through the sound. I wanted this guitar to sound very ominous almost, very sad. So that was my goal. I picked up this guitar and said, let's make this sound sad. So if you're a guitarist, you'll understand I write most of my stuff either in a drop C or D, very heavy, or in this case it's going to be half step down. So I picked up my guitar one night and I said, hey, let's pick some notes, random notes, and start working with it. And I ended up playing this 10th fret on the 2nd string here, and I was like, all right, let's start with that, let's work with that. So I took that note and I just dropped it for the 2nd note, half step down. And I thought, man, that could be very depressing, just the, and then continue the progression, just repeated. So I started messing around with just open notes above the root notes. So it was something like, which I liked, but it was very basic, and it was missing that depth that I was looking for, especially with kind of a sad sounding sound that I wanted. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, so I knew I had to kind of mess around it, and I ended up finding these accent notes to play with it, and I ended up coming up with this riff almost instantly. Didn't make much changes, and this is actually the final riff. And then it just repeated. So that is the riff I ended up writing that night, and we honestly did not do much revision to it or editing. I liked that very raw, repetitive sound. It was the sound I was going for, essentially. I was happy with it. It was catchy, and we ended up just working with it. Typically, when I write a song, lyrics either come first or they come last. There's no in between. I either try and put music to lyrics or I put lyrics to music, but somehow with this song, it came together almost instantly in the same night. So I had that riff down that I was just playing, and the next thing I did is I just was strumming it once, I guess I should say, so like the, and when I was doing that, I was thinking of a melody in my head. I didn't even really have lyrics at this point. I knew what I generally wanted the song to be about, but I didn't know necessarily how or the way I wanted it to sound, if that makes sense. So I had that, and I was just kind of playing, just kept repeating it. And I started just kind of humming along with it. And I was just kind of matching the root notes, in all honesty, nothing crazy. But with that, I just started singing what came to my mind. And those lyrics, I did do some revision. I wish I had the original lyrics that I kept. Unfortunately, I don't. But I ended up with these lyrics that I'm going to put up on the screen now, and I'm going to break those down for you so you can get a better understanding. So the opening line, the aroma of your room, for me that meant a lot. She had a very sweet smelling candle, and those senses, they drive things home. They bring back a lot of memories. And I always just remembered how much I like the smell of this candle. So I started by writing, hey, the aroma of your room. And then I thought, let's get really descriptive. Let's describe the setting. So I put the flowers on your desk. And those flowers are important because it's something that we picked while hiking together one day. And she kept it in this little vase. And it just meant a lot to me and her. And so I thought I would incorporate that. And then continuing on with the description, I said, the plants by the window. She always kept these little plants she liked to take care of. And I kind of put the setting there. Beautiful smelling room. She's got these flowers. She has these plants. And then I said, I can picture in my head, I can still, at the time of the breakup, even now, thinking back, I could recall perfectly the way that the room was set up. And that's when the things take a turn, all right? A picture perfect room, a place I'll never step again. So here's this room, we're done. I'm never going back. And then this is the reason of the breakup, and this is what I included for the end. I said, take one more sip because you chose this bottle over what we had, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad. So it's pretty clear. With the alcohol came other choices, which ultimately led to our downfall. Like I said, the song is really short, but these lyrics mean a lot to me, and it tells a story. Here's this perfect setting. Here's our relationship, and then it's done. She took the alcohol, and it consumed her more than it consumed our relationship, and it ruined what we had. And so I didn't want to get too fancy with my lyrics at the end as far as it makes me sad, because that was raw. That was how I felt. I was sad. I could have made it a little bit more poetic, but I thought, hey, it fits really well. Repeat it twice over these minor chords. It's really pretty. But yeah, feel free to check out our song on Spotify. Follow our Instagram, Lockhaven Band. We hope to be playing shows soon. We hope to be recording music soon. We have a ton of new music coming out. So yeah, take care, guys.